Finally.
Finally.
Yes. Thank you so much for taking this time. I have been honored to get to know you recently, and I'm really sad that you're leaving.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
But I'm so grateful.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm excited.
We will see. It's going to be amazing. All right, let's do this.
Do I look at you or do I look at the camera? Don't worry about
Girl,
it.
you can do both. You,
okay.
You can talk to them because I know.
So my name is Taryn LoveReigns Woodward. I'm a poet, spoken word artist, community activist, you know, badass.
Yes.
Originally from Miami, Florida, and I've been residing in Jacksonville for 20 years.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And
I'm heading to Seattle
yeah.
in a few days. Yeah.
Bittersweet. Bittersweet.
Yeah. So look out, Seattle. I'm coming.
Yes. that part. So what is the most beautiful way you have felt or experienced the love of God?
The most beautiful way I've experienced or felt the love of God is through my interactions with people and communication and community with people, right? To me, that is the greatest form of love, is being able to be in community and in communion with people, especially people who don't necessarily look like me. That is the purest form of God, to be able to be and share space and energy with some really dope humans.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. I empathize with that a lot and definitely agree. I feel the same way. I think it's one of the reasons why traveling and exposing yourself to other ways of thinking, to other cultures, to other religions, it's one of the reasons I'm so proud to be from our nation's capital, just being exposed to a lot of different cultures and people and different ways of thinking. And
yeah, it's what makes us beautiful, right?
100%.
Truly.
So what does the love of God mean to you? Like, what does that look like or feel like to you?
I'll tell you what the love of God is. The love of God is seeing an elderly person walking across the street and someone helping her.
Yes.
Seeing someone hold the door open for a pregnant mother, or holding it open for someone else, right? Someone doing something kind for another person without expecting some kind of selfish gain, right? And be able to love your neighbor, right? Being able to help someone who historically has been an outcast, but loving them anyway.
Yeah.
Right? Like truly being able to live and breathe God's love. So I think seeing that and experiencing that is truly what God's love looks and feels like.
Love that answer. And that reminds me so much of why Jesus talks so often about like taking care of the widows and the orphans, and the least of these, that is, you know, the commandment of like love God and love others. It looks like that, and I think that those are beautiful examples, because they are examples of like, when someone can't do anything for you, like, will you still help them?
Will you still help them, right? Or if someone is perceived as your enemy, will you help them? You
that one, yep, 100%.
So it's like that, to me, that is the true essence of God and who God really is. I believe that God is in all of us. And I believe that we all have within us God's love.
I love all of that. I really love the part about loving your enemy, because I think we forget about that part, and that's the part that is the hardest.
Yeah.
That is the hardest part. It's so easy to love the people that you love, the people that you get along with, the people that you are friends with. Yeah. And like, I always want to be clear, like, we are not condoning staying in toxic or unhealthy or any. We're not ever saying that. So it's not that, but sometimes it's just respect, and sometimes it's just agreeing to disagree respectfully. Sometimes it's not assassinating someone's character just because you disagree with them. but not making them out to be a monster. If it's like, okay, you disagree, that doesn't mean that someone's a shitty human being. So it can look different, but I think we need more of people challenging themselves, self included, to love the people that we consider enemies. What is the hardest challenge that you've been through with God, and how, whether or not you knew it in the moment or just looking back, how do you feel like God's love helped get you through that?
I know growing up, one of the biggest challenges was my sexuality, right? Being okay with my sexuality.
Yeah.
And then also comparing that to what I was taught, or what I was being told from the world, what I was told from my family, in terms of sexuality, my sexuality not being acceptable, or what would be acceptable in God's eyes. That was a challenge, right? Like I would literally pray to not be gay, because I'm like, why would I choose this thing if it's so wrong? And if my family's going to disown me, if the world is going to disown me, if the world is going to come after me, I don't want to do it. I don't want to be it. So I think that was a challenge, and that was something that I had to work through with God. And I also think getting to a point where life gets so hard and it seems like you have no way out, or it seems that there were times where I felt like God wasn't listening or God wasn't with me. And so I wanted to check out, wanting to just be like, well, I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to live this life anymore. I don't want to breathe this air anymore. If this is the amount of hurt and suffering that I have to go through, then I don't want to be here. What's interesting about that, and the way that God's love brought me through that, was I can think back on every time I've had thoughts of not wanting to be here, and God sent a friend through text, a phone call, a message popping up on the screen, on the TV, a song randomly playing, and also being able to be in tune to those messages, right? To be able to listen. So for me at 42 now, to be able to look back on those things and be in tune with the messages that God is constantly sending me. No one can tell me that God doesn't love me. No one can ever. So even in my challenges, I think I'm at a place now where even in my challenging moments, yeah, it's going to be hard. Yeah, I might cry. Yeah, I might fuss and cuss and all those things. But I know that I know that I know, like my mom would say, that God's going to get me through it. And God's going to, He's going to meet me on the other side, whatever that other side is. So yeah, I think those have been the most challenging moments for me, and being able to still see God's love in the midst of all of that, in the midst of the storm, even being able to, even having the wherewithal to, in the middle of crying, turn on positive music, or turn on a positive message, or turn on gospel music, and not just sit in it. I think that is also the beauty of my relationship with God, with my God, to be able to do that. Yeah.
Yes. That's so good. Man, and I think everyone can resonate with that, right? Like maybe it looks different in the sense of maybe somebody who's struggling, they have a different struggle. But I think that we can all resonate with feeling like God's love hunts us down and is continually like coming after us. I'm curious to hear, what do you feel like was the overarching message when you say you felt like God was speaking to you during that struggle?
I think during that struggle, and even on a daily basis, I think the overarching message for me is that I got you. God saying, I got you. My ancestors saying, I got you. I lean on memories of God constantly saying to me, Girl, you good? I got you.
I love that. I'm not going to cry right now, but I feel like I needed to hear that today. It's been a very rough week. And I've cried a lot in the last 24 hours, mostly because I feel like I've been very patient waiting for so long for an answer or something that I still don't have. And it's like, God, when? How much longer? And I feel like God's speaking to me in a lot of different ways. It's not what I want to hear, but I do feel like God's speaking to me. So I think that we all can resonate with that. We all have some struggle that we've been through, and like God is talking to us, and sometimes it's not what we want to hear. Sometimes we don't think we're ready for it. Whatever, but that nudge, that voice, that love, that arms wrapped around you, I got you, like that, it's always there, So where are you currently struggling to feel the love of God?
It's interesting. I was looking at that question earlier, and I think for the very first time, so I've sat with it for a little bit. For the very first time, probably ever in my life, I can honestly say that I'm not struggling in anything, in any area at all. I know that God loves me. I know that God has me covered. I know that I'm protected. Even though I don't see the full staircase, right? Like I don't have it all figured out, but I know that I'm good. I know that my ancestors have me. I know that God has me. I know that whatever chapter I'm stepping into next is going to be meant for me, and I'm going to take what I need to take from it. So I think that this is the first time ever that I've been able to say that I'm not struggling with anything. I'm not struggling with my self-worth. I'm not struggling with my love for myself. I'm not struggling with my love for other people. I'm not struggling in my boundaries that I've set, I'm not struggling in my physical being. I'm not struggling in my emotional being. I'm not struggling in my spiritual being. I know who I am. I know whose I am. I just know that this life in this moment right now, being here, is a blessing, and being present with that is beautiful. So I really am sincerely not struggling in any area right now.
That's amazing. I love that for you so much. That makes my heart so happy. As your friend and someone who loves you, I'm so grateful to hear that for you. That is such a blessing and a privilege to be able to say that.
And it feels good, right? It feels good because I've always felt like I needed somebody. And I know that I don't have it right now, but I know that it will come. And even if it doesn't, I'm still okay. Even if
no,
things
I don't know, but that was like, yes, I acknowledge what you're saying. No, I don't feel you. Not my portion, God. I rebuke that.
That's not my portion. That's hilarious.
Get behind me with that. For those of us who are not in those shoes, self included.
Yeah.
For those of us who can't say the same. What are the things that help you get to that point?
The point of where I am now?
Yeah. Because if you're saying, I haven't always been here, then what are the things that you're like, man, this was so clutch in my relationship getting to this point?
Honoring your moments, right? Whatever those moments are. In those, I can remember, and we're talking about like just a few months ago. It's not like, I definitely haven't been here for a long time, but I feel like it's been a gradual progression of getting to this point. So I think that even in those moments where I was angry or I was sad, I was even being present in those things. One thing I did was, if there were moments where I was sad, I allowed myself to be sad because I knew that eventually it would pass.
Yeah.
I knew that eventually I wouldn't always feel this way. And so just being present in those feelings and accepting those feelings. When I got mad, and I let it. I purposely stayed away from people when I was mad. when I was sad and I knew that I would be crying, I also purposely stayed away from people because I want to process it. I want to feel. So I think that is one of the first things is feel whatever you feel. Feel the things. You know, if you're mad, be mad.
Yeah.
But if you know that you're prone to hit people when you're mad, don't be around people.
Yeah.
You know,
wisdom, a little bit of intentionality.
Yes, exactly. Right, you know,
just being mindful and aware. All good things. Right. I love it. I love that.
And then also, you know, if there's moments where I was sad, I would listen to sad songs. I would allow myself one or two sad songs, and then I would change it because it's like I know that I don't want to stay in this mood or whatever forever. But the more I listen to these sad songs, the sadder I get, right? So let me switch it up a little bit.
I'm always smiling because I'm thinking about when we were in my car, what I had playing. Like, maybe in the mood I'm in right now, maybe I shouldn't be listening to.
That's hilarious. I mean, listen. Yeah, that's definitely. Yep. I mean, it depends on what song comes after that, though. That's.
I want to say it was like D'Angelo or something.
I mean, which D'Angelo?
Everyone's favorite. Also, God speaks to me in every one of the interviews I do. Every single one. I feel like God is always like,
yes. That's funny.
How can you be God's love to someone today?
I think the best way that I can be God's love is show up as my authentic self. Because if I don't show up as me, then I'm depriving that other person of maybe a word or a message that God could have given to them through me. If I show up in that light, then everything else that happens is going to be of God, you know? And I'm going to find and seek love. I wake up every day expecting a miracle, expecting magic, expecting joy. So when it happens, I'm like, thank you, God. I expected that. I expected to be for that joy to happen today. I expected to be wowed today, you know? And it's like if we live, like why can't we do that? You know what I mean? Like we expect the negative stuff all the time. We expect the negative things to happen. So why not expect the joy? Why not expect the love? Why not seek the love and seek the joy? Why not feel like everything is gonna work out for you?
I love that. It's so beautiful, and knowing you in just this short period of time that I do, I feel like you are such a gift. You are a miracle because of the way that you hold space for people, the way that you see people, the way that you call people to be better, just by your presence, just by the power that you walk in and the love that you walk in, you know, and so I absolutely agree.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with us. When I tell you every single answer, you gave us gold. Thank you so much. There was so much wisdom in everything that you shared.
I'm just out here trusting God.
Yes. And
thank you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.
This is fun.
This is so good. That was so good. You know, you gave some really beautiful answers, and I know that that's going to be so powerful to several people. I don't even just say somebody, because I know that message, the messages within that whole thing are really going to impact people. I know quite a few things you said spoke to me in the moment. It's always been my prayer. I'm like, God, I don't want this to be for other people. Like, if it isn't also for me. And I want it to be for you too. Like, I literally want everyone to take away something. I hope that in your time of thinking about it, I hope that, like, is this period of like just realizing like how far God has brought you, like how amazing. Like I hope that from the reflection is good. I hope that as you see it come out, that like sitting with it and and seeing the replay like reminds you more, and and I hope that it's a special time for you. I know you said a lot of things that hit me, and as I go through and when I edit it and I like to watch it like 80 million times, it always, I feel like God uses that to be like, I'm talking to you. Do you get the message? This is for you too, which is always my prayer. It's like I want it to be for me just as much as I want it to be for everyone. I was like,
thank you. This is fun. This is got the embrace.